The Comedy Store would like you to know that the views and opinions expressed on this podcast are strictly those of the speakers or authors and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by the Comedy Store and its affiliates.
But that's not the rule.
Yeah.
But it's not even credits, though, even, really. So it's like, I don't know what the fuck it is.
Well, I think he's in a fucked up position. Should we start the podcast?
Let's start.
Okay, whatever.
Is it on?
Yeah, it's been on.
Oh.
But are we allowed to talk about this or no?
I love him, and I think that he did positive things for the store. I think the store is in a better place financially and also vibe-wise. I mean, the lineups here are the best in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a time when I was working for Mitsy that we were literally if she missed one payment, the bank owned this place.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, now they're building
his
bathrooms.
Job, yeah. It's infrastructure. Like, it's ridiculous. But his job, he has to keep asses in the seats or he doesn't make a certain amount.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if he can call his friends that may or may not really be comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fact.
Somebody made a great point the other night, and it was Mo Mandel, who I love. He said it was packed. It was Monday. And I was like, what the fuck is everybody doing here? It's Monday. Monday's usually relaxed night. You come, you work out. It was jam-packed. You couldn't even get in the parking lot. And it's because there was a belly room show, David Spade and Friends. There was a big show in the main room. People I've never heard of. But Netflix is giving out specials and giving you like $1 million to, a few $1 million to do a special. Mm-hmm. And if you're Rob Schneider or David Spade, why wouldn't you jump on that?
Yeah.
So that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so everybody's coming to see them because they're great in their movies. I wouldn't necessarily call them stand-ups,
yeah.
but they do great and they put asses in the seats.
Yeah.
So
I'm not...
No, I know. I was
yeah.
freaked out when I was here the other night. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And Mo Mandel said that. He goes, because of Netflix. It's Netflix's fault. And I was like, that's hilarious.
Tommy used to, before he moved away, would yell at me about how dumb it was that David Spade was here. He was so mad.
Yeah.
Like, that was the one that got him. Well, we don't need David Spade. And I'd be like, well, one, you don't work there anymore, so I don't know why it's we. It doesn't reach our demographic.
Yeah.
Like,
I like David. I like some
funny.
of those guys. I mean, I think that they put their time in, obviously. I believe that.
Not here, though.
Not here,
That's
but
the weird part.
it's weird, but they have, right?
Yeah.
I would never take it away from them. I
Right.
mean,
I still don't think that guys that started here should have preference.
Yeah.
Is that a right word to use?
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Because working here was hell on earth.
absolutely.
Yep.
Hell on earth for years.
Yeah.
Especially when the club didn't do much for you, right? It gave you stage time. But there was an industry that wasn't...
Sporadic stage time.
Right.
We didn't even get paid a legal wage.
I know, we didn't.
I got
true.
$25 a night.
I know.
And I'd do like a 9-hour shift. And then Dean would still cut hours off my...
I almost died on the roof.
Yeah.
I had to fucking sweep the fucking... They hadn't swept the roof in like 20 years. Paulie goes, you gotta go up there, dude. Right now, up there, like, it's raining, and I'm like, I almost died.
Yeah, it's just terrible.
So close.
Yeah, I mean, it was awful. I remember one of my first paid regular spots, and I've heard so many people tell this same story. I was excited because I actually got up before midnight or something.
Yeah.
And I was young, and it was like, oh, this is great. I was working the back door anyway. And I got off stage, and they're immediately like, bro, you gotta go clean up the puke.
Yeah.
And went straight to cleaning up some chick's puke all over the hallway and the door. Like, she almost made it to the bathroom in the hallway, but didn't quite get there, and just sprayed down the wheels, headshot next to the bathroom.
That's disgusting.
And then I just sat there and mopped, like,
But we're better off than some people.
yeah.
Like Ahmed Ahmed.
Yeah.
He
Well,
never worked here. Yeah, she truly
No, but Ahmed
passed.
can't get spots here anymore.
Well, yeah, but-
I see what you're
That's
saying.
his
Yeah,
fault,
I mean, you're
though.
getting spots.
Well, he was he
you
started the
you can't
fight.
call
He
him
gotta,
threaten the talent coordinator. That's not
Yeah.
going to work out for you.
And I love Ahmed, and I
do too,
agree
yeah.
that he,
He's always been a great dude to me, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm smart enough to know that if I start calling the phone guys and telling them all to tell the talent coordinator that I'm going to sue the club for not giving me my rightful spots, I'm probably not going to get spots.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another paid regular, decent comic that that is fighting with Adam right now, and he's like, oh, we'll figure it out. But he's not threatening anything. He's like chill about it. He's like, I got another hurdle.
I don't want to know the name, but let me ask you this: is this comic good?
Okay.
Is he a store
yes.
fixture?
Store guy.
Yeah.
Store
and
guy for sure.
does he have shit going on? Are there things that
kind of?
Okay.
Yeah, decent stuff.
He should get spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like instead of calling and arguing with, because here's the thing: if you
I want to know what it is. I want to know what it is.
You're so gay. If you go to an audition and the casting agent and they don't book you, do you go back and yell at the casting agent?
No.
No.
We're talking about Mike, right?
Oh, that's so funny. Favorman?
No.
Young?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mike Young?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does have a great. I'm like, what is
but
she?
he was so mellow about it, which
That's what I mean.
love.
He's got the right
he
attitude.
wasn't going to argue with him. He's like, just another obstacle, dude. Just
Yeah.
another
Yeah,
obstacle.
he's one of those guys, yeah.
But he is one of us. No,
He is one of us.
He never worked here,
100% he
but-
is. And he has an army.
yes,
Yeah.
he has worked more on like film and things like that, producing and writing.
Yeah.
Not stand up though. That's why I say okay.
Yeah, but he still opens for Saget and some
Sure,
guys on the road. He's
sure.
opened for me a bunch of times.
Huge. He was on the road
He
with
was
Rogan
Rogan's
for
guy
years.
for-
But
Yeah.
he's also the first guy to ever go, hey, pick me. I said, one night I'm in Silver Lake. It was like 3 a.m. I'm sleeping. This is when I used to live there. He calls me. He goes, hey, it's Mike. I go, what? He's like, I don't know where my car is.
I love him.
And I go, oh, are you drunk? He goes, I'm drunk. Where's my car? I go, I'm sleeping. No, he goes, this is before Uber. I need you to pick me up. I'm scared. He's on Vine.
Oh my.
So I get in my car. I pick him up. Then he goes, I know where my car is. Can you drive me to my car? So we're driving through the hills. And then we go to this gigantic mansion. We pull in. I go, who the fuck lives here? He goes, Tobey Maguire.
I knew you were gonna say
Yeah.
that.
Right? I go, oh. Then he gets out of the car, but then he looks at me and he goes, they said that you can come in. I go, who? Toby, Mark Wahlberg,
Yeah.
and Leonardo DiCaprio were jacuzzing just by themselves.
Just
And I looked at him, I go, nope.
3 dudes in
You
a
know why?
jacuzzi.
Because back then I thought that there was a gay thing going on. And if DiCaprio's or like Spider-Man's dick is in front of my face,
Right.
I'd have to suck it.
You'd have to.
Same. So I get it.
Yeah. So I never did. But like, and that's happened the other night it happened too. He goes, drive me to this club. Who's in there? Leo. Come on in.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
But he has all those guys. They're his friends.
Yeah.
No, those are his. Yeah,
That's
he sold
his
scripts.
peer group.
Yeah.
With Toby, all them.
All those guys.
Yeah, because what if DiCaprio goes like Titanic on you and he's like, I want to sketch you, and then you have to, you have to lay down.
You have to do it. He is the number one guy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I don't put myself in those situations.
Yeah, it makes sense.
My agent goes, network. No, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Not that. I don't want to do
I
it.
don't want to do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mexican accent, huh?
Thank
All
you.
right.
But yeah, he should because of the history. But
No,
you know
I
what?
agree. I'm for him. I'm all for him. But it's just a funny
He cracks in it
situation.
too.
Yeah,
because
because
he was all mellow about it. He's like, yeah, they said I run the light. And then someone's like, well, they do keep track of that. And he's like, but I don't run the light. And in my mind, I'm like, all you did when he was on our podcast was talk about how he always runs the light.
he said I haven't run the light in 20 years.
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, wait a minute.
2 months ago, you said that's your thing. You always run the light.
The other
But
night-
he's produced so many movies and stuff. Yes,
was that a
pointing is
trick?
not nice.
Was that a fucking trick you pulled last week or what?
What
A
trick?
couple days ago.
What'd I do?
This fucking loosey goosey comes up to me and
Stop
she says,
pointing. That's so bad.
Okay,
what
she
did
said-
I do?
Mooney says hi.
No.
Mooney
I said
was asking
Mooney's
about your.
here.
I thought you said something like
And
he
I
wants to
said,
say hi or.
He'll remember you.
Oh, is that what you said?
Yeah, that's all. I said,
I thought
he'll
you
remember
said
you.
he remembers you.
No, because
So I'm like, oh fuck, he
how
remembers
cool
me?
was it that Paul Mooney was here? One.
Not cool.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Not that cool.
I'm a big fan.
Huge
of Mooney.
fan. He is a legend.
Super talent, incredibly creepy.
He was mean to these guys because they were like when I said I was going to try to get him on the podcast, everybody wrote me immediately, like a couple other door guys, Danish O'Neill. They're like, ask him why he spit on me, ask him why he did this, ask him why, because he was kind of mean to the door guys.
He called me one night and left a message saying that I hang out with the White Devils. You hang out with the White Devils, buddy. I'm on to you, right?
Yeah.
So he's that guy.
I remember when I opened for you at Caroline's, he was doing the late shows that time, and then he was just kind of rude in general to me.
In general.
But I did watch him call out Johnny Zapp one night
Always
on
funny.
all of his bullshit, and that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Yeah, you need to quit telling people you know Richard Pryor. You knew Richard Pryor the same way you know these people. You bothered Richard Pryor. And I was like, God, that's beautiful.
That's amazing.
So I go back there.
Did he remember? Because this.
So I look at him and I put my hand on his shoulder. I go, Paul, what's up? He goes, I think I remember you.
Wow.
And it broke my fucking
But
heart.
here's the thing. I thought if he saw you, he'd remember like, oh, this guy. But he is in and out, I think.
Of what?
I think he has early stages of
Well,
Alzheimer's.
the next time, fuckface, tell me that.
I thought
I don't know his medical condition.
I
go
thought you
about
knew
that because he
that.
completely fucking forgot
You
me.
felt like you
Why
needed
do
to go
you
say
still,
hi to him.
Okay, do we have to go backwards in this podcast?
What?
Why do you still feel like everyone's against you? I'm not against
It's
you.
how I live.
The
It's
reason,
how I was born.
well,
this
it's
way.
sickening. Let it go.
All right.
I'm not out to get you.
All
I
right.
could give 2 fucks if you
All
live or
right,
die.
all right.
Now, the reason we had you back on is one, people loved it.
Yeah.
Our thing. But then I thought we never really interviewed Bobby
Yeah.
Lee.
Yeah,
So it became-
It
it was
turned
about the
into
battle.
a battle or
And
whatever.
As the godfather of modern comedy store,
This is true.
Who said that?
I'm saying that
We've named you that.
you are. I would say
Let me just
Let him. Nobody's hurting you. Let him finish his sentence.
All right, go ahead.
you are responsible for, I would say, 65% of the comics that perform at this club, at least.
That's a good thing.
A majority of the time when you ask
Everybody
someone, they
that's-
always go, and then Bobby Lee helped me get in.
Yeah, Bobby Lee
It's
recommended
like
me.
the
That's a
you
nice
must be
thing.
the nicest comic in the world.
The only people I remember is Brody. I brought Brody here.
Yeah.
I convinced Kevin Christie to do stand up, and so I walked him through that step.
Yep.
Other than that, I mean, I've heard that before, but it's like maybe I'm not one of those guys that says like, don't do it.
Right.
Right. I feel like everyone should try it if they want to do it.
Well, and a lot of these are like people I think who are already doing comedy, but you just helped them get in here.
I did things like what I did was, and I'll admit to this,
showcases, which is good.
which I showcased a bunch of people, but I also got a lot of people signed to this agency that I was a part of, Aqua.
Yeah.
So
Sure, I'm with
Ari
Aqua.
Shafir, Mike Black, a bunch of kids
Yeah.
that didn't have agents. I facilitated that, but the reason why I did that though wasn't because I'm a good person.
Okay.
Was because I
Inappropriate.
read a book.
It's a fucking karma thing?
It's the 7 spiritual laws of success.
Yes.
It's said in that book you have to help other people achieve success.
Okay.
So I just started doing that.
Selfishly.
I help people get. Well, I know. I just thought, you know what? I think about me way too much.
Okay.
Maybe they're right. Maybe I should just get out
But
of
it's
myself.
supposed to be selflessly, not selfishly.
Right. I don't know what you mean by that. What you're saying that I know. I mean, I did it.
Like
I
a
did,
selfless act.
I tried.
It
I
worked.
tried.
It worked.
Yeah, I tried to do it that way.
Because it got handed down. I got into Aqua because of Ari. So,
so did I. Ari got me in.
So my CCE.
yeah. So you started the snowball
I think I
rolling.
got
So
3
I
auditions
tried to
in
do
12
that.
years. I'm doing great, guys.
Listen, I booked 2 out of the 3
You're in a
commercials
commercial
I
right
had,
now.
and they haven't sent me on an audition since I booked the Geico spot.
Yeah, but
Do you go out for a lot of commercials, Bobby?
I don't do any of them.
Yeah.
You just don't go, or you don't get auditions for it?
I don't think
I
you
just
go
don't.
out
I
anymore.
just don't do it. I mean, I just it's not enough for me to do it.
Oh.
Because I mean, I got this. My ABC show got picked up,
Which is
Nice.
awesome.
but I
Congrats.
didn't read for that either.
Right.
It was
just
an
got asked to do
It was
it.
an offer,
Yeah.
and I'm doing this Viceland show. It's an offer. I just did it. You know.
God damn.
So here's the thing: is that I'm not gonna. The last pilot season, I signed up. I memorized my lines. I went in positive, and I didn't really get anything.
Right.
And it's been like that for a couple of years, where it was just like I tested for a couple of things, and this year I was just like, I just don't want to do it.
Next year,
I'm making enough money on the road. Which is God bless the road, right? And then
I guess
I was on Love. I met Judd here, to do Love. So I did a couple of episodes of that, and then this year has just been incredible.
What's the name of the pilot, the ABC pilot?
Well, the show's called Splitting Up Together. It's Oliver Hudson. It's Kate Hudson's brother.
That's cool.
He's the lead. Jenna Fisher from The Office.
Oh, she's great.
And then me.
And
a couple of other people. And it's 2
out of 3 is not bad. Not on the mic. Come on.
Next, come on. Eleanor's talking to the microphone that Ari was farting on.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot to clean it.
But
next year,
the other night, though, I was saying you gotta start getting into like a more of a spiritual way of doing your shit, bro.
Yeah, I don't do spiritual.
But then
I feel like we all have to find whatever works for you. Because I tried to meditate. I'm too angry. So
what do you mean? You're not, but Eleanor.
You don't know what anger is. I have anger.
But don't you think it's a little bit of an act? Your anger.
Is it an act?
I think it is a little bit.
I think it is a little bit, but I also think it is.
I've never met, and here's another
I'm
thing.
very nice to people, but if you cross me, I will snap your neck.
Eleanor's so nice. Over there, I go, she's a cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
I fucking hate her.
Why?
Right?
Why?
But it's because
I was crossed. So that's when I turned.
I know.
You have to hurt me in order for me to, or you have to block the driveway, and then I lose my fucking mind.
Right.
I'm the opposite way.
It's either a real thing or a really shitty.
I just start off mean, and then someone earns their way in.
Oh, I see.
So
that's a unique way of doing it.
Yeah. I try and make sure the bridge is burning.
Right.
And then once someone proves that they're good, then
you'll put water on the bridge.
Yeah.
Right. When the bridge is completely burned down, you'll rebuild it or no?
Most of the time, it's already burnt. But I'll try.
He starts with a bunch of
I'll
matches
cut some logs down and see what I can do to get that bridge going.
So you don't believe in anything spiritual?
No.
You don't believe in a God?
No.
You said there's nothingness.
God, I think it's...
What about energy? You don't believe that we're all energy connected in that way? Or
those
whatever?
are drinks.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, the energy drinks? Yeah. So you're just like self-willed. This is it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is, the world we live in is our world, and then we become fucking food for worms.
Oh my God, so I agree with you. So sad, but I do agree.
And you do believe that too?
I know I'm terrible. And I try to. I fight with myself all the time, and I think, does something awful have to happen to me for it to get positive? For me to get positive, because I can be very just to myself mostly.
I have hatred too.
Yeah,
I do. I wake up. There's a couple of comics that I have just like I have an agenda. And I'm trying to let it go, but it's like, I have those things too.
I feel like I'm getting better with that. I don't hate as much as I used to. Like, I used to just passionately hate. Like, you used to, I would tell you about whatever comic pissed me off, and then you'd be like, yeah, they're a good person, let it go. And I would just get mad. Like, Steve Byrne used to fuck with me all the time.
Like one of the nicest guys in the world.
Yeah. When I was younger, he fucked with me. I'm sure he saw that it bothered me, and he thought it was funny, and we're comics, and we fuck with people. And so he'd always fuck with me. And
you took it personally.
Yeah. And I'd be like, fuck that guy. Yeah. And then I said something one night, and you were like, wait, what's going on? I was like, no, fuck him. And you were like, Steve's one of the nicest dudes ever. And I'm like, no, he isn't. Fuck him. And then you were like, no, he's a great guy. You kept telling me about it. I'm just like, no, absolutely not. And then like a year later,
I hate when I see comics that I like both. Yeah. Like, I like it when like one comic I love hates another comic that I hate.
Yeah.
And I can like, team
absolutely.
up on the guy.
You can bond and hate.
When I see the two guys that I like, I hate it.
Yeah.
Like I saw one time, and I don't know how you feel about him, Trevino.
Okay.
You feel
Trevino?
Yes. How do you feel?
Why'd you look at me like that?
How do you feel about Steve Trevino?
He's all right.
All right, good.
Yeah.
So I like Trevino.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw him and Dalia having it out in the back.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and it broke my heart. I had to talk to both of them. I go, this is not going to happen.
You shut it down.
I had to do that specifically because I like both of them, and I think that...
Right.
Who's more of a Comedy Store guy, Dalia or Trevino?
They're both the same.
Nope.
Trevino.
Nope.
Dalia.
Yep.
Yeah, because you started here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did you just do that?
Well, because I just wanted to see where your head was at. Like because Dalia was from the minute, maybe a year or two after he started, was here.
I understand that.
Trevino was already semi-established.
Yeah.
And and then came in after Freddie's passing and was doing Freddie's material.
As a Carlos.
And then they yelled at him. And then this is what I respect about Trevino. Everybody, because he didn't know where he is. He don't know he's in Freddie Soto's house, technically.
Yeah.
And then they kind of cornered him because
Confronted
they
him.
liked him.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, man, you're doing this and this and this. And he was like, oh, okay. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
And even if he did, he stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Whether he did it on the road or not, I don't know. I'll never know. I don't care. Whatever. He has to live with himself. That's not me. But he stopped doing it here. And then he started working harder and coming here more. And then really dove into
he did
here.
really reinvent himself, I believe.
He
That's
really
when I started
dove
liking
into
him
here.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he kind of went from doing like almost all Mexican act to like doing more the blue collar guy type
Which
of act.
I think works for
better
him.
for
I
him.
think,
Yeah. I definitely felt he was lost when he came. Like, he didn't know who he was. But again, he wasn't super established. He was kind of established. You know what I mean? So then he really dove in and found his way here.
Yeah.
Like, and worked his ass off.
Always been
The
good
first
dude.
man I met,
Always nice.
he dropped me off. The first day I met him, he lived in Houston, I believe. And he picked me up at the airport with his brother. And I didn't know him. So I'm in the back seat and I'm jerking off.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you do in the back seat. There's a
the
lot.
Korean, I call it the Korean hello.
Yeah.
It's cultural.
let
disgusting.
him know.
It's fine.
Don't judge
read up on it.
based on
I'm
culture.
never gonna
Yeah, don't judge it on culture. But he pulls over on the side of a freeway, vomits, kicks me out,
It's a good person.
and he leaves me there.
Wow.
So I remember walking like 3 miles to get to like a phone because there was no cell phones then.
Right.
That's when I first met him.
So you
Wow.
still like him.
And you don't hold
It
that
was my
against
fault.
him.
I should
Well,
have
him
jerked
and
off.
Freddie did some crazy shit on the road. I mean, he opened for the Three Amigos tour.
There's a lot of history, man.
So much history.
Because I had Ari on my podcast on Monday, and it was just so much. I've been here so long.
I know. And you were saying that the other night when you brought me on stage. I'm like, fuck, I've been here a long time. I've been here for 14 years. I can't even imagine. You're at what, 20 something?
Me too.
Isn't that crazy?
I started in 93. What year did you get here?
I got.
So I blocked it out.
You did. 98 is when I 97.
Okay.
I came up here, and I've been. This
20
is,
years.
Like
That
when
was
I come.
97.
Yeah.
Wow.
When I come here, it's like a part of your house.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
It's
I
like
spent
you
more
can-
time here than anywhere.
We also, us three, can have the power. Do you know what you feel? That we can go anywhere in the building,
Anywhere.
without
Yeah.
even feel like we're in trouble.
Yeah.
No
Like
one
I'll
would say,
smoke
"Excuse
inside.
me."
I'll smoke
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
And no one can do that.
Yeah.
And the manager will just walk by me, and I want them to say something,
Right.
so I can have a confrontation.
Yeah. Listen.
And they don't.
20 years. Yeah, they wouldn't.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I mean, I feel like this is more my home than any other place in California. Maybe on Earth.
I remember having a bad audition, and I was bitching, of course, while I was waiting tables in the back. And Mooney was there, and he's sitting there waiting to go on, drinking all of our Moe. And he used to drink the splits. I'd be like, Paul, okay. But he would go through like all of them. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like fucking pissed. Crying, not crying, but like bitching. And I said, I'm never going to get an audition. I'm never going to book a show. And he goes, oh, homie, you'll book a show when you walk into an audition the way you walk in that OR. Like it's yours. And I was like, oh, shit.
God damn.
That's it.
So every time I go to an audition, I'm like, how do I walk in the OR?
Yeah, what do I think?
You immediately think about it.
Start
but
booting
it's
people
true.
out of the room. Get the fuck out of that seat.
Yeah.
What?
Guy Torrey did the same thing to me. I was the night before I tested for Mad TV. I came here, and this is when he was doing Fat Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I was so nervous. I was just out of my mind.
Yeah. Career changing opportunity.
And I walked up to Guy, and he was back there, and he's such a nice guy. And I said, I just don't, And he goes, when you make love to a woman for the first time, you show her everything. Right? You don't do 5 years like my girlfriend now. I don't stick my fingers in her butthole.
Sure.
And do my tricks.
Got it.
Right?
You already won her over.
When I first hooked up with my girlfriend, I did all my muscles.
Yeah.
But he goes, in comedy, you have certain things. You have muscles. Just show them all your muscles.
Did you jerk off in the back?
No,
seat?
no,
I don't know where it goes.
Because I know, like, he said it in a way where it was clear to me that I'm good at this, okay? I'm going to show this. I'm not good with scientific terminology. I'm good with mugging. I'm good with, like, physical stuff.
Sure.
Right? He says, show all that. And for some reason, it just rang with me, and I went in there and I got the show. But you learn so much here is what I'm saying.
Sure.
Yeah.
And whether they think they're helping you or not, that some things just resonate. You just pick things up.
Right.
Even if they're yelling it at you, you're like, wait, that makes sense. You know, like take it all in. I think we've seen everything here you could possibly see.
Oh my God, I've seen illegal things that you would get arrested for.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I saw a woman licking a man's butthole on the OR stage when I was working.
That's comedy. That's
was that
what
you?
We call that.
No,
you were the woman?
I was the lady.
Yeah.
Don't judge me for how I identify.
His long hair.
It would have been gay if I was a man in that scenario.
Yeah.
No, I would change the sign. You know, I was mad because, again, I'm making $25 a night. I've been there all night, and I had to climb a ladder because Hatchell was working the back door, and he was too fat to climb on a ladder. So they're like, Ingram, you got to do it. I'm like, what? Why the fuck did you schedule the fat guy on the back door if he can't do the duties?
Yeah. Is he still alive, Hatchell?
Yeah, I think so.
Good.
Oh, please.
I saw him.
I love him.
I saw him maybe 8 months ago.
Good.
Doing some sketch thing, but I walked through the OR, and Don Barris is sitting on the tables in the front, talking people through it with his microphone, and there's Blue Iris, face buried in Perry's ass, and just probably about 5 people, you know, probably from Iowa or somewhere, sitting in the audience, just looking at the stage, like, what the fuck did we get ourselves into?
Are you glad that element's out though?
What do you mean out? It just happened the other night.
I'm not.
That happened the other night?
No. Blue Iris is dead.
She is dead, right?
Yeah.
I could think.
I'm not here. I'm not here for that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much a show up, do my spot,
was
leave,
things like that I'm like, I mean,
it was weird.
It was getting a little out of
weird.
Yeah.
Where you'd see people on stage that like
a few people got banned for it.
Yeah, it was weird.
I remember watching people. Don telling people, "Oh, you're so beautiful. I want you to spit in my mouth," and then all the comics in the back going, "Spit in his mouth," and just a random girl finally giving in and just spitting in his mouth, and just watching from the back, being like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
What kind of place is this? This is my home.
Because now you see when you look at the audience, you see like regular people.
Yeah.
In many ways, that's good.
Yeah, it's great.
Because there used to be a vibe up at the store that it was dangerous and seedy.
Yeah.
And there was some shootings in the 90s, like drive-bys and stuff. And no?
Just in the building.
Just in the building.
Yeah, that wasn't drive-by. They were actually in the building. There was 2 that I know of.
It was in the building, yeah. And those things don't really help the club.
No.
Now people go, the lineup is the best we've ever seen anywhere on planet Earth. I think that's good.
Yeah, every time they post on Twitter the lineup, and then you just see like 20 people responding like, I gotta move to LA. That's the craziest lineup I've ever seen.
Yeah.
My favorite, that shootout that we're talking about, it was, I forget, 94, 95, somewhere around there. And it was...
Peak of gang activity.
Yeah, it started in the main room. A fight broke out in the main room. I believe it was Tupac's people, not Tupac. Like, he was already gone.
Mistaken.
But he was there.
Identity.
Hey, Darnell.
Yeah.
He was there. And then they continued outside, and somebody was in front of the main room door, and somebody was in the middle of Sunset Boulevard, and they were just literally shooting at each other.
Oh, my God.
And now my favorite part was I was in the original room, and everybody was down on the floor. People were panicked, running or whatever. The only person standing upright on the stage was Suzanne Suter, looking out the window. La Boca, Suzanne Suter, whatever you want to call her. She's like, oh, what's going on out here? Oh, Viva la Cosa.
Is she still alive?
I don't know. I don't know if she's still alive.
So
I just know
don't you feel bad for
she wouldn't gunfire. And she was
still
looking out the window, standing straight up. What is going on? Just oblivious. Like, I was like, Suzanne, down.
Yeah.
Drop. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, when
you were there that night that the guy died in front of the OR?
Yeah.
You were there?
I was
2
there.
years ago?
No, yeah. Did you saw the body?
I saw the body. I saw I hate to say it like that, but it had nothing to do with, I don't even know if that guy, this is what I feel bad for, because I don't even know if that kid was at the show that was in the main room. He was on the patio, just hanging out, walked up. Somebody said he walked over from the Andaz, not the Hyatt, the Andaz. And he was a guy from a New York gang, and then somebody was after him. So these guys found out that he was staying there. Had somebody obviously say he just left. They walked right up, and it was right to the guy, and right, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Walk away.
That was
kind
like
of shit.
A guy pulled up across the street, parked in front of the House of Blues.
No one else got hit. No strays.
Yeah,
no,
but we don't
that's
have
pure execution.
Do we have
That's
cameras?
straight.
We didn't
Yes.
then.
I think there was.
Now we do, right?
Well, that guy was caught. They caught him.
They
did?
catch
They
him?
caught who did that.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. That was a 23-year-old kid. And
My God.
they definitely caught who did that. Because I remember reading the whole article that it was a gang thing.
Yeah.
And that kid, whomever came and did the shooting.
I just remember that right after that happened, they were like, they had to get all the cameras functional. Because I believe
maybe you're right.
the only
because they
cameras that
did
were
ask.
functioning were a cover booth. And
yeah,
then,
because of the money.
And
Yes.
it was right there, though. But
Yeah.
you could see down the steps.
That's-
Maybe that's
maybe
the one
that's
I'm
true.
thinking of. Because
but I just know they put them up on the outside everywhere, so that way there's basically
you
everything's
see
covered
Dave
now.
Taylor and I believe Matt Ager were right there when they
Yeah.
were like, whoa.
Did
And
Josh Nasser hold the body? That's what I
he
heard.
totally did.
He did?
Yes, he did. And there was another guy.
Andrew, the security guard, I know he was one of the dudes that was basically sat with the dude as he was bleeding.
Yeah, and there was another guy. He's not a comic here, but he's a
Justin.
nice guy. Justin, yes, our security, was
security
definitely
Justin
right
was the
there. And then my main concern, of course, because I was with my ex, and he's like, "Don't go out there. They're shooting." I'm like,
You have an
"Rose
ex?
is out there." Yeah, I have a lot of exes.
Rose is
I was like, "Rose is out there." Like I don't care.
like
about
Rose isn't possibly the shooter.
you never know with Rose.
Rose is not. You don't. No one needs to worry
That's
about
my
Rose.
Rose. I was like,
Rose
no,
will
I
protect
love
all
her.
of us. That's someone we can
It's
count
so
on.
true.
Yeah.
Ever since she
She's like,
did
did you just fucking
Scarface.
shoot me? Like,
I
wait,
love
what?
Rose.
Yeah, she's
I love
awesome.
Rose.
But me too. That's why I was like, "Oh my god, that's our farm bartender."
Oh, yeah.
She's my favorite person. She lets you make fun of her. That says she looked like Gina in Scarface. That's not making fun of. But when her hair was curly and she first started,
Yeah.
I was like, "Hello, Tony."
I got a bunch of text messages that night. They were like, "You're not at the store late," and I was like, "No, I don't hang out late anymore. What happened?" And I was expecting like Don Barris made so and so eat so and so's ass out on stage, and there was like someone got shot to death, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And it was one of those
crazy.
things where I'm like, well, I'm again glad that I'm not
Yeah,
hanging out there.
They wouldn't let us take our cars out.
Yeah.
I had to take a. Nobody could take. I was with my ex, and I had to take a cab all the way to Silver Lake because he doesn't drive.
Wait, so everyone left their cars?
We had to. They wouldn't. Everybody was a suspect. They didn't know what the hell happened because it was so
Wow.
fast, and it was so straight. This is happening. Boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. It was like
I
it was a
remember
gang thing. It was total.
Justin said the dude walked into the front area and like no one even noticed him. Pulled out a gun, shot the guy from like 2 feet away.
Yeah.
Like there was no way he was missing him type
Right.
of deal.
And he wasn't hitting anybody else.
Yeah.
He was going right for what he needed.
And then he
that
just
was it.
calmly and casually turned around, walked back across Sunset, got into his car, and just drove away. Because Justin was like, I kind of ran out into Sunset, and I was like, what am I doing? It's one of those things like, what, I'm going to
Crazy.
risk my life because this guy just did that? But
Yeah.
they said it was so intentional that it was obviously a personal thing and not like a random shooting. But
Yeah, but the thing I feel bad for, that show got canceled on Tuesdays in there, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't think he was there.
yeah. Well, that was Dave
That's
Pierce.
pretty rude. That's pretty bad.
I remember
Like,
Doc Willis being
I
like,
remember-
hey, man, this is some bullshit, man. Hey, man, ain't got nothing to do with Tuesday. man.
Granted, there were a lot of shootings on Tuesday, and when
Back
we had
in
the
the day.
Monday nights back in the day, it was
Yeah.
all Monday nights. Every room was black. Belly room.
Yeah.
Everybody was here. I remember giving a guy was like, "Hey, can you bring a Chardonnay or a Cavassier to this guy across the room?" And I did, and I was like, "Hey, this is from so and so," all happy, and he's like, "What?" And he started throwing shit. That fight broke out. They were gangs. They were just fucking.
Wow.
I said the name. The guy lost his fucking mind. I was like,
That was an
great.
element that's kind of missing. Is we used to have a lot in the 90s. It was a black
But that
club.
was 93, 94.
I saw
didn't
Bernie
last
Mac.
much long.
I saw
they
Bernie. I saw Cedric. But back before,
Yeah,
it was so funny.
Pre-Kings of Comedy.
Yeah.
my first ex-fiance, he represented them all.
Yeah. I remember my brother had just moved up here, and we saw Cedric. I was sitting next to Paulie in the main room. It was Fat Tuesday. I had never seen anyone destroy that hard. In front of that crowd, oh my God, it was unbelievable.
They would kill it. Earthquake, they all used to call it. They were so good. I love Earthquake.
Quake.
Rick, can't.
Why, you don't like Quake?
No, I think Earthquake's funny.
You have so much anger.
I just heard someone told me that Earthquake can't read. That's all it is. And someone said that Earthquake was on a pilot they were doing.
Yeah.
And they were doing the table read. And every time he got to his part, everyone would just stop, and he would not say anything.
My heart, I can't.
My
heart breaks.
Oh
I can't.
my God.
And they'd be like, "What?" And he'd be like, "No, the line isn't funny." That was constantly, "No, I'm not saying that. The line isn't funny."
Oh, so he would justify it. Oh, why don't you do this? Go up to the showrunner and go, I can't read.
Yeah.
I'll memorize my lines.
Yeah. I'll have someone working with me.
Yeah.
But I guess, you're embarrassed.
That's exactly what I would do. If I had a table, I'm being real, and I can't fucking read, I would hire somebody, and I would memorize every single line that I have.
Absolutely.
Right? And so then I know what scene it is. I know
There's
when I'm
people that
supposed to
do
say
that.
it. Right.
Yeah.
Why didn't he do that?
I don't know.
That name I'm not giving.
Who was it?
I'm not telling.
But you know somebody that can't read but memorizes the lines.
Yes.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Dice.
No.
Oh, he can read, right?
Yes.
All right, damn it.
It's Jewish. What's wrong with you? They beat that into them.
Who else?
Get him on the phone again.
No way.
I'll read.
No, I just hung up with him. I can't. But he would love that. No, but I'm saying that's a good.
Listen, you got to.
Can I just say that we're all family here, right?
I understand that.
The person that you were going to say, right? Is someone that I know.
Vaguely.
Is it a private thing? Is it a private thing that he doesn't want people to know that he can't read?
I don't think he's let anybody outside his team know. So yeah.
Okay, well then that's it. That's legit. That's legitimate.
Yeah.
That's legitimate. Let's move. That's legit. Okay, let's move on. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I can read. I've just never had anything.
But I'm like
that I needed to read.
I'm like a slow reader, so I get panicked in a room. So I do what you're saying too. Like if there's a table read, I try to memorize every goddamn line because I guess it's fear from because I was a bad student, a terrible student.
Yeah.
So remember they would make you read out loud. Oh my God, my whole body would shut down. I'd be like, oh God, I have to say something out loud.
Yeah.
For this pilot, since I got the offer, I was driving to the network because you have to do a network studio table read in front of the president of everybody, right? And my agent calls me and he goes, "You have to kill it."
Oh yeah.
I go, why?
They fucking
because
yell at
they don't. You didn't audition, so this table read is your audition.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to bring it.
And they've replaced people that way.
All the time, people get fired.
Yeah.
So then I show up and thank God they go, "We're doing a pre-table read," and literally the first line with this pre-table read came out like this. Let's see if the line is, reminder, you have an event coming up today, right? This is how it came out. Remember. I couldn't even say reminder.
I get it.
I went, remember, and then the whole room shifted and they go, next door is everybody.
Yeah.
You cannot do that. But you know what I did? I have a tool. I circle every word to break it apart.
Separately? Okay.
I do. Because if I don't do that, sometimes I'll read it fast.
Right.
Oh.
Skip
I'll just
over.
circle. I'll put lines to separate certain things and ideas and thoughts. That fucking helped me because if I would have went during the fucking network thing, I would have got fired.
Yeah, they might have canceled the whole show because of you.
Beta blockers.
Yeah.
Do you take them?
Oh no. Beta blockers.
I fucking take. Let me tell you something.
What's happening right now?
I'm going to tell you something right now, okay?
He almost fucked that table dog.
Is he getting ready for Blue Iris? What are you bending over for?
I'm going to tell you something right now because this is fucking serious right here,
Beta
bro.
blockers.
I'm going to tell you,
terrible to take.
No, Lucy, listen. Listen.
Remember the anger issues?
Yeah.
They're coming out.
I have panic attacks.
Okay.
Sometimes.
That's called being a pussy.
Okay. I'm weak. I'm weak.
Okay.
I'm weak.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I'm having a panic attack on set, it doesn't go well.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Like, I'll literally freeze. It's just something that, like, my mind just starts racing, and then it gets to my hands, and then I can't do it.
Yeah.
It happened to me. I did fucking Natasha and Moshe Kasher's show, Another Period, and I had to do this long monologue as a pirate. So they had, like, this dialogue that I'm not used to saying, and I didn't have a beta blocker. It was a disaster. I mean, I got through it, but it was embarrassing.
Okay.
And it's common amongst actors. It happens all the time.
Well, sure. It fear.
Does.
Yeah.
But I asked a girl, I can't tell you who it is, but she's big, and she's from the store.
Fortune.
No, bigger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And she said, I told her about it years ago. She goes, do I take beta blockers?
Whitney.
I take the beta blockers. And I said,
Morgan Murphy.
I'm not going to answer it. Anyway.
I'm just kidding.
And I go, really? I saw my doctor. It's been a game changer.
Yeah.
Amy Schumer.
It's a fucking game. Amy Schumer's not a store.
You're right.
Yeah. Now you're just throwing out names. All right. Ellen.
Tommy told me that's his biggest regret was not giving Amy Schumer stage time before she got big.
I know.
I didn't know. She was just another girl talking about our pussy.
Sounds like Eliza.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Well, he liked
I had
Eliza.
to bring Mary Lynn Rice Cup here and go, Tommy, this is Mary Lynn. At least get her up on employee. And he goes, I don't know her.
I don't have a TV.
And I go, she was on
everything.
Everything.
Yeah, she's been
From
on
everything.
Larry Sanders Show,
Yeah.
Mr. Show,
Yep.
and every season of 24.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Always Sunny
And
in
he goes, I
Philadelphia.
don't know her.
Yeah.
My
And then I
favorite
turned-
Sandler movie, Punch Drunk.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to turn to
Sister
Mary Lynn. I go,
Straight
let me just talk to him for a second.
Yeah.
So she walked away, and I had a one-on-one. I go, bro, I'm telling you right now, it sounds like you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
He goes, okay, well, I just need to be educated.
Yeah.
And I
Fucking
she-
Google it.
I know,
I'm
and
sick
she's
of
done
him.
this.
Got a flip phone.
Give her employee fucking spots. Right?
Yeah. Anything.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well-
When I tried to get Fortune on, he was like, well, no one wants to look at that. And I was like, Jesus.
Oh my God!
So
It's
Barnhart,
so true.
me and Adam
kidding.
Barnhart begged for him to put it because the show nobody showed up for Adam's show on Sunday, so we were like, at least put her on down here.
Yeah.
No one wants to see it. Then she was on Last Comic Standing all of a sudden. Hello, Fortune.
We need her. We need one.
One.
Yeah, he did have that Mitsy mentality of putting people
Fit
in
it
certain
Yeah. You have to
types.
fit a
I
category.
can't give him a Mitzi mentality.
But
he just
he tried
Mitsy
though.
had
he just
bizarre-
stole that from her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mitzi was bizarre.
Yes, she had a weird.
I mean,
I don't know what
Do you
your
know some?
what color
I'll
your
tell you-
aura is, but
Yeah.
she could not.
well, remember Jackie Graham?
Oh God, yeah, Jackie Banana.
Yeah, she changed it to Jackie Banana,
yeah.
and
Poor
then
thing.
she told him to wear yellow.
He had to wear his banana jacket.
Yeah.
And we would keep it in the office, and then Jackie would go on in the main room. He's like, I'm not wearing that fucking jacket. And then Mitsy would show up and be like, where's the jacket? Yelling from the back of the room, and Jackie we'd have to have
Bring
somebody
the
bring
jacket.
it on fucking stage.
Jackson Purdue
and
told
he'd
me-
put it on. Yeah, he's the one that got fired for his aura not being in the right color.
Or he said that one summer she goes, "You have to wear a purple turtleneck."
Yeah.
He had to wear a purple turtleneck one summer.
Gone.
Going up.
Whole summer.
That's Louis. Louis, you're a sweater comic.
Yeah, Louis
Only
understood.
perform in sweaters. And Louis is like, okay,
Mitzi
sweaters.
had crazy things.
Bizarre.
Bizarre. Changing people's
She
names.
changed. Well, I don't know if she changed Carlos's
She did.
name. She just said you should change it. I don't know if she picked. Does that
She
make
did.
sense?
That's
He
the rumor.
claims. He claims that she did pick.
She picked it, yeah.
Okay, because
Your
I
name
know
is
it
Carlos
was for
Mencia.
sure she did it, but
Yeah.
I just didn't know if she picked.
I like that homage on I'm Dying Up Here this week
Yes,
to that.
that's true.
Where she,
But do you
Al
think it was for
Madrigal's
them
character,
or somebody? Oh yeah, I guess
his
so.
character's name's Edgar Martinez, and he gets on her bad side, and then Goldie brings him in, and it's like, so Edgar Martinez is done. here at the club. And he's just like, oh. And she's like, however, Manny Martinez is going to be performing regularly. And he's like, who's Manny Martinez? And she's like, you are.
Wow. Really? They put that in?
Yeah. And like Al's great in it.
So
the look on his face
I love
is
Al.
just like,
he's like
so defeated.
So
and
sad.
I just got tingles. They put that in there?
Sometimes they're hard to watch because I'm like, ugh.
I also think there's a shout out, and I don't know for sure on this, but Al's character and one of the other characters, they're friends, but they're fucking with each other, and there's a lot of shitting in each other's cars. And I kind of feel like that's kind of an homage to you and Ari.
I do.
Is that real?
Yeah, it's real. Yeah.
I mean, do you think it's a homage to you guys, or
I do?
I just think it's a story.
Somebody already said that too, and I think it's real because nobody would do that except us two.
No, and
yeah, it's like one person got shit on the car. Well, that means the other one's going to get more shit.
And Ari can make me do things I normally like. He came to my house Monday and he froze a Twinkie.
Okay.
And he goes, old time's sake, stick in your butthole. I go, my girlfriend's here. This is a shot. We're doing a YouTube video. I'm not doing it. I'm 45 years old. I'm not doing it. He goes, you have to do it. You're a comic.
Why do you have to do it?
Because you're a comic and you that's who you are. I'm not that.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, I'm sticking this thing in my butthole. And I had it halfway in.
Are you a Twinkie in the asshole kind of guy? Like, I don't
I used
understand.
to stick things in my butthole just for a laugh.
Very good.
Back in the day.
Is that where Ari got it? Did he steal it from you? Because he sticks a lot in his asshole. And now it looks like a clit. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's a scary butthole.
He broke all the spokes around the...
Yeah. I used to do it at Duncan's office. But when you left and Duncan took over, I used to go to his office and just stick things in my butthole. It wasn't me that left. It was Corey that left. Yeah, but weren't you...
No, Mitsy made me do every job in here. I worked with Scott Day, too. Oh. I had to answer the phones. Me and Steve Moore.
The stories I tell is always that you're a talent coordinator.
I was never the talent coordinator.
Well,
never ever once.
That was the stories I tell.
I know, those are sad and lies.
Princess
by the
of the comedy store.
But can I just say this?
Princess Corey was the talent.
You didn't have power.
None. No. What kind of power would I have?
Because I always...
She hired
anybody who went... Well, that kind of power I did have.
Be defensive. I think you're being defensive right now. I'm just asking you a question.
Yeah. I could get people hired or fired.
You don't think people have people's ear, though.
I would never... Here's the thing. Everybody that went to Mitsy with some kind of bizarre story, whatever it would be, whether you were Bobby Shropshire, however you say that, or Belinda, those fucking weirdos that used to get in her ear, say all this shit, try to get everybody fired.
Levin?
No, yeah. Oh, the whistle.
Whistle voice.
I was like, wait, Cynthia never did that.
Yeah,
but yeah, she does the whistle. They would get Mitzi's ear, no matter guy, girl, whoever it was, and then they would wind up getting fired. I was here for 12 years.
Yeah.
I never fucking did that because she would immediately turn on you.
If
you were trying to fuck somebody else, she would fuck you. Sometimes, like Belinda almost got a lot of my staff fired. Almost. But then I had to be like, Belinda, I'm going to fucking kill you if you don't stop. And then I forget what she did. I never had to go to Mitsy. I never had to say anything. She did something and Mitsy got rid of her. And I can't remember what it was.
Wow.
But it was the easiest thing. You just wait and let them fucking... We always waited it out.
Rules don't really apply to her. When I was in AA, I'm still in AA, but Mitsy fired a lot of people in La Jolla back in the day.
Oh my God. She fired a lot of people everywhere.
Everywhere. And I had a resentment. So I went to my AA sponsor. His name was Will at the time. I go, Will, I have this resentment toward Mitsy Shore, right? He goes, well, you're going to have to write a step about it. You have to do an inventory, right? And so I had to write in AA what my resentment is, how I feel about it, and all that. And then he says, you're going to have to confront her with this resentment.
That would be fun.
And I go, I looked at him, I go, that works in every job, maybe on planet Earth, except this fucking one.
It's a terrible plan.
There's no fucking way.
Oh, you resent
me. Mitsy, I have a resentment. Oh, well, then I'll never see you again. Bye.
But that was it.
That would be it.
Dude, I took her, I brought her home from the hospital. I put her in bed. I thought I did everything right. I went home to take a shower.
Yeah.
There was a knock on the door. It was the police. She called the police on me. Who the fuck? What power would I have?
I know.
I go, what the fuck? What did I do?
Yeah.
I was lost. And here, she was having an episode, early stages of dementia.
Yeah.
And she went to get up, and she went to get the phone, and it was the fax machine, and she pulled it, and everything fell. And she said, I left her there for dead. I tried to kill her. And she sent the cops to my house.
Fact.
Oh my God! Really? Then what?
I was at work. I'm calling Paulie. I'm like, and he's like, "What happened?" And I'm like, I did everything he told me to do.
Your
And then I
mom's
came.
fucking crazy.
I took her in.
I mean, I
He's
wish
like,
I would have known
"Bro, I
about
don't
this.
know."
Oh my!
Dude.
Because at that
awful.
time, I didn't like you.
It was
I would have
so
loved that
awful.
story. I would have needed. I needed that story in my life. Oh fuck! I needed that
Dude,
story.
there were so many times where I was about to be fired. There was only one other person since '93 that I've been here that I got in a fight with. His name was also Bobby. Maybe it's the name. Even though I love my little brother, Bobby.
Grease?
Yeah.
Grease. Oh,
This piece of shit.
Yeah, he was a
He
creeper.
called Mitsy, and I don't know why he didn't like me. I don't know what the fuck happened. Maybe because we wouldn't listen to him sometimes. Because that's mostly what we would do. We would fuck with the managers.
He always wanted to act like he was like third in line. When I knew him, like, dude, you revinyl the.
Aren't you a drug
Bobby.
dealer?
Oh
Like,
my
I was like,
God.
what are you doing taking this? And he would buy us roses and shit, and whoever had the highest sales, he'd give them roses. And I'm like, I don't like flowers. Don't give me fucking flowers. And so he drove me nuts. He called Mitsy and told Mitsy that me and Steve Sharippa were robbing the place.
Oh,
and I was like,
my
I don't.
dude.
And Mitzi's like, and she was mad at Sharippa because
he didn't work here.
no, but Sharippa, Mitsy said that when she went to the Riviera to see Paulie, he gave me a room. He put me in a fucking Murphy bed. Okay, I'm like, no, he didn't.
Oh my God!
And she's like, it was a piece of shit. So she was already angry at Sharippa. So Bobby knew Sharippa and I were good friends because I used to book comics for him. You know, like whatever. I don't know. Did you go
I
there?
have no idea who that is.
The Riviera.
You didn't know who Steve Sharippa is?
He booked the Riviera.
He was also on that show.
Oh yeah, The Sopranos.
I never watched it.
Baklava. Okay.
Okay. Well, anyway,
Podcast is over.
Doesn't believe in God or watch The Sopranos. This is fucking unbelievable.
Listen, I couldn't afford
he
HBO
also
in
doesn't
those
like
days.
Rocky. I can't talk to him.
You don't like Rocky? What's
Thank
wrong
you.
with you?
Terrible movie. It's a terrible movie.
It's so real that
He
first
has-
one.
He has no love in his soul.
All right.
He has
What do you
no-
like, fuckface?
He has no love in his soul.
I like Shawshank Redemption.
That's a
Oh
good
yeah,
one.
you like evergreen movies. You like Braveheart, Shawshank.
Fuck
Shit
Braveheart.
that everyone watches over and over again.
How dare you not like Rocky? What about
Usual
Raging
Suspects?
Bull?
Do you like that?
It was okay.
Raging Bull?
Yeah, the Raging Bull's good.
Excellent.
Who's in it?
Robert De Niro.
And who else?
I don't know. Robert De Niro still.
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci.
You never saw it.
Pesci's pretty annoying.
You never fucking said it.
He's so annoying in that. He's
Yeah.
terrific. But he's terrific. He plays
Yeah, he's
perfect.
playing his part.
That weekend is probably the weekend I passed because that was I opened for
weekend?
Paulie
Wait.
at
Oh,
the
at the
Riviera
Riviera.
when
Yeah,
Mitsy
yeah.
was there.
Oh, okay.
Because that reminded me that something about the bedding. I think she complained
was
about it.
Furious.
Yeah.
Put me in a fucking Murphy bed.
But she came up to me that night.
What's a
and
Murphy
she goes,
The one that comes down out of
Oh,
the
out of
wall.
the
Yeah.
wall.
He did not. She was just pissed. But whatever.
Dude, when I opened for him, I was a kid. I was 24.
Yeah, same here.
I was working at a restaurant in San Diego. He flies me over there. And I just remember being in his room. But he was so big at the time. He was at the top of the Riv on this there was a grand piano in this room.
Oh, yeah. It's 2 floors,
Marble,
right?
2
As
floors.
Steve used to give us those. Yep.
Right. And it was fucking
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting there and all these fucking hot chicks.
Something you wouldn't
Mitsy.
think was in the Riv. Like,
Right.
that's how bad
That's
it
how
was.
baffling it
Killer,
is. It's
the room.
amazing.
Yeah, okay.
And it's like
Old school
Liberace's
Vegas.
asshole. That's what it looked
Yeah.
like. Like if you walk,
Polished.
polished.
No
right?
Twinkies.
No Twinkies.
Just
And I remember going, oh, this is what comedy gets you.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
No, it does not.
I've never seen anything like that.
didn't see
I
that room
stayed in
again.
that room with my ex-fiance, but because he used to
Stop
book.
bringing up this fucking fiance.
4 ex-fiancés per episode.
Listen, I have
All
a
the
lot of
Marios.
ex-Marios, a lot of ex-fiancés. No, only 2 ex-fiancés.
Bobby the Grease, he was always
Bobby
kind of
the
annoying.
Grease, I love it.
I love Paulie's guys though. Him.
Yeah, but Bobby
Dean?
to me, Bobby was part of the Dean 15.
at that point. But when he was not.
Yeah,
he was.
He just would always tell us about what he used to do, but he didn't do anything.
What a terrific handyman, though. By the way, excellent. I'm serious. Like he did all those chairs.
I know he did all. Yeah. He or whatever it's called, reupholstered stuff here. He. I was in La Jolla for a weekend one time. I think it was me and Freddie Lockhart, and we're sitting in the condo, and we just hear, "Hey, Comedy Store!" Just someone yelling outside, and we're sitting in the condo. I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" He's like, "I don't know, maybe it's a fan." So I go out and I look out on the balcony. And Grease is just standing down on the fucking grass area there. And he's like, "Oh, hey, it's Ingraham." I'm like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "Hey, I'm down here with my family. Can I come hang out for a couple minutes?" I'm just like,
"You did.
I guess
you
so."
did it right.
So we told him the code. He comes up.
Love his wife, by the way.
Didn't get to meet any of them. It was just him. He was basically ditching his family, and he wanted to get high. So I smoked him out, and I got him so fucking high. Like, we just kept making him smoke because it was like, well, fuck it. If he's going to come crash our weekend, we're going to make him get really high.
Yeah.
So then we got him super high, and we were going to go do something. And we were like, all right, we're going to go. And he was like, I don't think I could face my family. Do you guys care if I just hang here? And we were like, you did what you got to do, man. So we left for like 3 hours and came back. You're still just sitting there.
Oh, my
And I felt great. That was one of those things where I'm like, God, I got good pot. This feels good. This feels real good.
What about Warlock? You like Warlock?
Yeah, dog.
I was on the road with Polly once.
Best breath in the business.
Oh, yeah, it's like a dragon's breath. And
can't believe you guys
two
get
girls,
that close to him.
Oh, I love Warlock.
These two college girls, right, after the show, goes, we want to hook up with you and Polly party, right? So these two girls, they finish me and Paul. They do. We're not in this tour.
You're the talent.
But Roger's in the room.
Yeah.
Well, and he's just watching. And these two young girls, and then after we're done, Paulie goes, "What about him?" And then their faces. Imagine finishing me and Paul like, okay, this gook and this old Jew, but that was fine. And then you have to go to that mythological creature.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog.
Warlock.
He's got
Paulie
12
sat there
empty
and
butts
watched
around
these
him.
two girls have to blow Roger.
Dude.
Oh, it was so sad.
An amazing. Best day of Warlock's alive.
Oh.
It's amazing. That's so scary.
I know.
I love Warlock. But Paul, Dean's 15 is different than Paulie's.
Yeah.
Some of them trickled over.
What's Dean's 15?
The Dean 15 was a crew. For a while, Dean always had like a crew of people that were here that served no purpose other than they were friends with Dean.
Well, her parents. His parents.
Okay.
Laney and Jerry counted as one.
Yeah, they're part of
They counted as one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jill.
For sure.
That guy who wrote Kingsley, I think his name was.
With the big hair.
The guy with the big fro that wrote the worst screenplay ever. It was the worst.
Yeah.
Dean gives me the screenplay. He's like, "Bro, read this. Kingsley wrote it." I'm like, "Oh, I gotta read this." It's 140 pages. We're talking like a 2-hour, 20-minute movie. It's
going with the wind.
It's a skateboarding vampire movie.
I remember that. Yeah.
And that shit ends at page 220 or 240, whatever it was. It ends. Trap door opens. The main character falls down a story into shallow water. To be continued. I was like,
nope.
What? You to be continued?
He said, "I want you in it to me."
Yeah.
But I had to audition.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
And I was like, no.
I bring the script back to Dean. He's like, "What'd you think?"
that
I'm
the
like,
table
literally
read?
the worst script I ever read. No, bro. It makes no sense, but I'm so happy you let me read it.
Yeah.
But it was awful.
So those the
There
guys.
was a little guy
guys-
who painted. He looked
Yeah,
like
Mini Dean.
Mini
Oh,
Dean.
that
Adam.
guy. Oh,
Adam, yeah.
I saw him at a NACA conference.
Yeah.
How was that?
I remember
No,
him,
but he was like getting dates.
Yeah, I remember him
I
telling
couldn't
me
believe
about
it.
He's
Yeah,
a bit of a weirdo.
I remember him telling me like, "Oh, I'm getting booked. I'm the world's fastest painter, bro. All the colleges want me." I'm just being like,
Oh my
okay.
God.
But they were always here. They were like a
Yeah.
staple. And
Yeah,
it would be
you're
like, well, I'm
right.
with Dean.
They're
And
here
so he
6,
made them
7
the
days.
Dean
Wow.
15.
Originally, it was Dean's dozen, but then he kept adding people. And I'd be like, what? That guy, White Dragon, remember him? Yeah. Dude, hey, do the math, bro. Do the math. What'd you say? The math?
Oh my God.
Are you saying
he
meth?
was always giving me stones. I don't know what they were for. I was like, thank you. And I'd just walk off.
Hey, Rick, what do you think about this art? I'm like, you just poured bleach on a black T-shirt. Hey, do the math, bro. Do the math? I don't think that saying applies here.
I remember.
Yeah, there's a whole crew of them. I can't even think of half of them at this point.
I can't think of them either. When you did the Riviera, that's how you got showcased here? Like, that's how you passed?
I was in La Jolla.
Did you do the big room upstairs of the Riv?
Yeah, it was like 3,000 seats.
Yeah.
And
great.
I was working the door in La Jolla. I had a waiting job. It wasn't enough. No one knew me.
Yeah.
I was at an open mic in La Jolla, and Paulie happened to be there. And he came up to me and goes, dude, you're weird. You don't have jokes, but there's something weird about you. Like, that's how he...
Perfect, dude.
I'm like, all right. And he's like, I want you to open for me at the Riv. It's basically what happened. So I go, oh, you're going to fly me there? How do I get there? Because, I mean, that's how innocent I didn't know. Like, how do I get there?
What's the process?
Is there a walking path?
Yeah.
Like,
she's like, you got me a ticket. I flew out there, and I did the show. I didn't know really. I had heard of Mitsy's mom, but I didn't know she was there. But then at that party afterwards, she just walked up to me. She goes, I'm Mitsy. And this is when she was very cognitive and clear. I mean, she was, Mitsy Shore.
She was still driving back then.
Yeah. And she's like, you're a regular.
Damn.
And
So your showcase was at the Riv?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you could do no wrong in front of his crowd.
Yeah.
And also at that time, 5 minutes.
Right.
Like, I was like the warm-up guy.
Right.
So it's like, it was a gift.
Yeah.
Although Steve, Ari, and Ranazizi, Simone, and Ari all got in trouble for opening for Paulie.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, Mitsy got rid of unpaid regulars or non-paid regulars because they opened for him, and she didn't approve it.
Oh, really?
At the seasonal improv out in India Springs.
Really?
And I think
so funny.
I think it was the combo of they were opening for Paulie on the show that Sandy booked. So that's two
of double negative.
Two
right
of her
there.
kids. Therefore, you're turning your back on Mitsy.
She owes me $4,000.
Sandy Shore, a big surprise.
Why?
There was a time when, like, she was like, I don't know what house she was living. She was living in San Diego.
Yeah, she was living in one of the condos for a while.
And then she would like,
They
she would have
sold
like
it.
little tinfoil hats to communicate with aliens in the back
Yeah.
and stuff.
Her dog
true.
would wear one as well.
Yeah, and she was like, she would call me and go, I need money. I can't eat. And I'd have to go to the Western Union and send her money.
Wow.
And it's been long enough.
Can I ask you why would you do it? I mean, like,
because of
Were
the
you that
fact
close is
that
what I guess I
Paulie brought me to the Riv. The family basically,
They got you started.
got me
in the
started.
business.
but were you closer with San? Like, did you?
Well, I was from San Diego. I would see her more often,
Got
I
it.
guess.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah. Scott was my landlord down there. So, I mean, I'm involved with the family at that time.
Yeah.
I know everybody.
Right.
And because she's a shore, I play at the store. I just felt obligated.
Wow.
Even though your brother's a millionaire.
I was just gonna say,
Mom's
like, you're
a
closer to
millionaire.
Paulie. I would have called. Well, Mitsy
Multiple
wasn't.
brothers.
I wouldn't say Mitsy was a millionaire. She
Yeah.
owed so much money out. She
Yeah, I guess that's
remortgaged
true.
every house.
I think it was shame or something, but like I would just go to Western Union and do it.
No, it's very nice of
I
you.
stopped doing it. I did. That's the third time. I was
Good.
like, I'm not doing it anymore. I
Yeah.
can't do it. I mean, there's a lot of comics here.
They may have cut her off as well. So she
yeah.
went to
Right,
an
right.
I think they
outside
had
source.
cut her off because when I first found out of her existence, that was the story was she's basically cut off out of the family because she had taken so much from everyone at that point.
Is she doing comedy classes still?
I think so.
Yeah, and then she
Yeah.
put this book out where she said she was engaged or she was married to Dice for 5 years or engaged to Dice, something for 5 years. So we were here one night and Sandy was here and Andrew goes, "Hey, we got your book."
Not really.
He goes, 5 years, huh? She was so angry.
Oh, that's so
She's like,
funny.
well, we went out. And he goes, yeah, 5 months. I
Yeah.
bought you the wicker chair and you broke up with me. Because
Oh, wow.
he thought that would really help with breaking up.
Did he hook up with Mitsy too or no?
No, but everybody thinks
People-
he
yeah,
did.
that was
But
a rumor.
Mitsy really wanted Sandy and Andrew to work out. Like, she
Yeah.
wanted them to marry. Like,
Wow.
she was like, this would be,
Perfect.
this could take her away this would solve my problem of her.
Yeah.
Right.
So she used to tell me that all the time. This is way before I was.
Was she attractive back then?
Sandy's adorable.
In the 80s.
Yeah. I mean, she got nutty.
I knew her when she was Francesca Hilton.
Yeah.
Like
was,
Looney.
Yeah. She was definitely.
Yes.
I only met her one time.
She's a nice lady. She's probably going to listen and get mad.
She
was
hates,
a little loony.
She
hates
only,
me.
She's only going to listen.
Help get her things. Like, I would be like, Mitsy, maybe you should think about this. Like, with certain things, with Sandy, I think it would be cool to have her class. Like, because Mitsy would be like, no, let's let her class come in,
Yeah.
And whatever, like, she would just be mad at her for the moment. Then you let her sit on it. And then she'd come back.
Yeah,
like, cool.
Fuck. If they're letting Greg Dean showcase up here, might as well get Sandy in there.
But you would get mad at Sandy for anything, and then just fucking. But whatever.
People always have stories like she tried to take the club in Hawaii for her
Sandy.
own.
No. The fight was over her filming Louis Anderson, and that was it.
Oh,
that was the only. If Louis said don't film me,
she filmed
did it. Mitsy found out. She got pissed. So she went after Sandy, and then she made all the comics turn on her. So then she started wearing tinfoil hats.
Ah.
Smart.
That's what happened. So Dice never did that.
No.
Did Schubert eat Mitzi's pussy?
I can't say specifically. He ate it, but he definitely dated Mitsy for a long time. Yes.
Jimmy Schubert did?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So he did eat it.
Yeah, he definitely ate it.
Well,
yeah, you eat it when
you don't just hang out with
spots.
her.
Yeah.
You need
Why do you think
spots.
he limped? It was a violent pussy eating session. Wow.
One Thanksgiving, I was at Polly's house, and Mitsy had her feet on the table. Fine. I'm eating cold turkey.
Oh my God.
And I hear this.
Oh no. Nope.
Right, this like cracking,
like
right?
nails?
I look over and her nails are just on the fucking table, hitting like in a.
Oh man, like a Disney cartoon supervillain.
And I was like, I can't eat this anymore. I got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
It was
so gross,
dude. If I saw nails clacking on a table,
but they had curled over the toes.
Yeah,
always because she started
like
letting
Jim
them
Carrey
go
and
after a while.
Right.
One time we brought Cruz, Freddie's daughter, over. She was real little, and so we brought her over to show Mitsy, and like we're sitting with Mitsy, and Corey's like, "Look at Cruz," and she went to go like, her hands shook, and she went like right near her face, and her nails like 7 inches too long, and it just got. And Freddie's like, "My baby's eye." We were like,
Get her away.
We were dying. I was like, so for like months we would do that. My baby's eye.
My baby's eye.
Yeah, she's like the Mitsy I knew. The first couple times I met her, she was kind of together, and then after that, she just basically seemed like a scary, like Disney villain.
Poor thing.
Toward the end, when she used to come, it was.
Is she still going?
I know she's still going, but she used to come here.
Yeah, weighed like 60 pounds.
Do you ever go see her?
52 scarves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Lemaire had her hair up like she was a fucking transgender clown.
Yeah. And she would just show up and trembling. You just saw fabric trembling.
Yeah, midget Cruella DeVille.
I'm not laughing at her tremors. I'm laughing at the fact that Lemaire would do her hair. And
really?
She would always say, "Lemaire did my hair."
And I just look at it like, holy fuck, that's terrifying. I mean, it would literally just be like a loose strand sticking straight out, like Bill Murray and Kingpin.
So sad.
Oh, it's so sad.
But
Bigger
Lemaire
and
had
McCracken.
a huge hairdressing place. She made millions and millions of dollars.
She did?
Yeah, she was like a really amazing hairdresser.
Hair by Lemaire.
Just not by Mitch.
What happened to what happened to her? What happened to Cheryl Vendetti?
Oh, I don't know. Cheryl's still around. I think she
Does
was doing
stand-up still?
like, yeah, she moved.
Is that the black lady?
No. Cheryl was very funny.
Very funny, yeah.
A lady from Boston. She's married to a woman. They have I think they adopted a little girl, and they were doing a reality cooking show. Last I spoke to her, just through Facebook.
Was Gudrun a regular?
Goulden, like the mustard.
Yeah,
the Turkish delight.
Turkish delight. Yeah,
she was a regular. She was frightening, is what she was.
Yeah,
another one.
She tried.
Candy. Was there Candy or? It was like Roxy.
Roxy.
Oh,
you remember Roxy?
Hell on Heels.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's funny you mentioned Roxy.
Wait a minute, Wheels. What's happening?
because Roxy
here.
she eat my ass for stage time on the open mic one night here.
How'd that go? Did she get any stage time?
Yeah, I got a 3 minutes. So
she also
totally
get
worth it.
dysentery. It's disgusting.
I just remember Wheels telling us that. We're all like, what?
He's like, yeah, she ate my ass.
We were like, what? To
That
get
poor
up
girl.
on the friends and
She
family.
changed her
Oh, my
name
God.
like 10 times so she wouldn't get attacked here. And then Mitsy let her, I don't know how, but it was a Danish and O'Neill
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Really tough time to host with those guys heckling you.
Yeah.
And maybe Ari, maybe Skippy. I forget who else. I don't know if you were part
I
of it,
was
Rick.
part of it,
Okay,
yeah.
good. I didn't know if I could throw you under the bus, but they just went up and ripped the shit out of her every time they brought her up.
Why were you
Everybody's
so-
doing wheels.
Your crew.
Everybody doing wheels, or she would get nasty with them first, and then you know who I am, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So they would come. They were retaliating,
Yeah.
and then
And
it
sometimes we just were causing the
okay,
the
yes,
meanness.
maybe.
I'm not gonna act like we were only fighting back. Sometimes it was just like, fuck this. Let's just fucking start this fire. But
Right.
With her face, she had like
she was the worst. She was like Dagmar. It's one of those things where you're like, don't act like you're fucking
Yeah.
like the gift to comedy and hot.
It's those elements. I'm glad. I mean, I hate to say it.
well, she ran out of here.
I know, but still, now. It's a little bit harder to get up on stage.
Yes,
Right here.
Thank God.
Thank
Yeah.
God, right? And it's like you have to really actually work harder and
Yeah.
But that's what we were saying early in the beginning. Like it's different. I don't know if it's good or bad, but
yeah, I think it's good.
some of it's good.
100%. I
Some
think
of
it's 100% much better.
Yeah. I agree.
And,
definitely
and I
run.
don't get as many spots, and I'm fine with it. Sure, I didn't have one tonight. It's hard. You drive in, you see the lineup, you don't go up.
Yeah.
It's hard,
It is.
but I've accepted it.
That's
I have.
good.
It's not like I'm resentful at anything, but I get it. It just doesn't feel good,
Yeah, yeah.
right? But you want to go up every night.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But it's good for the club. I mean, there was a time when Polly was like, "I might turn it into a strip club."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
Like
you're
a
like,
decade of that.
you're like,
He's
"Well,
measuring
no."
poles.
Oh, yeah, where am I going to go then?
Yeah, he's going to the Home Depot with the pole section.
That's all I kept
Yeah.
thinking. It was like, where am I going to go if they close it?
Exactly. This is the only
I have
place
nowhere
where
to
we can
go.
go.
Yeah.
This is the only thing I know in L.A.
Yeah.
If they
technically.
tore the building down and just turned it into a parking lot, then I would just have to hang out at the parking lot 4 nights a week.
Like I wouldn't know where to
Oh,
go.
that
If
would
I
be-
went down Sunset, it'd be so
Be like,
sad.
Oh my
Guess
God,
I'll
that would
just-
be so sad.
guess I'll
if
just
this
go
place
to-
disappeared.
I'll just go pay $15 to
time.
hang out on that lot and hope Mickey or Johnny Zapp
Oh.
show up and talk to me. Hey, did I tell you about the time I parked a car for Kenny Loggins? Shut up, Johnny Zapp. But please, don't leave me alone.
But do you ever think about a time when it's going to inevitably happen when I'm going to get the call? You just don't call in anymore.
Yeah, that scares me.
Get that
I
Barry
had panic
Diamond call.
attacks over that.
Yeah.
I used to have it with waiting tables, and now I have it with this.
Yeah,
It's
that-
going to happen one day where I'm going to be like getting that call and like, oh, I have nowhere to go.
yeah.
Again,
We still don't have spots for you.
watch the I'm Dying Up Here. The scene with Judy Gold and
Yeah.
it was unbearable.
Yeah.
I found it
Really?
like really hard to watch, but it's what happens.
Yeah.
Inevitably
That's
to
a great
all of
scene.
us.
It didn't happen to some, though.
Like,
Dom Irera.
But Dom Irera stays relevant.
Exactly.
So if
What
you
I'm
stay
saying
relevant,
that is like him, Argus we get.
Yeah.
that's not
That's prime
relevant.
fucking. He fucked so good. 30 years can go by and he still gets prime spots.
boomer. What?
That is a master fuck.
Baby boomer.
Tears his mask off. It was me
Yeah,
all along.
yeah.
It's like, he's doing
And
Nixon,
don't do
impressions.
producers references. That no one saw the fucking movie, even the new movie.
Yeah.
The Hitler thing, whatever that
Yeah.
is. Stop.
Springtime
No,
for Hitler, yeah.
no one knows what that is.
Yeah. No, believe me.
Yeah.
That's why I
Oh
always-
my God.
When Argus called me
Yeah.
like a year ago and was like, Rich, I need to talk to you. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Rich.
Yeah.
No
And
matter
his
what, the
intro
wrong
to
name.
me, you seen him on color television. What?
So,
What did he say
I
when
had
he-
a friend who was at the show on Friday night, and he said that one of the young guys busted my balls pretty good, and I wanted to make sure it was you And if it was you that we don't have any real beef, you're just busting my balls the way you always do. So I'm like,
he said that to you?
Yeah. I was like, it was me, and I was joking. Do you mind telling me what you said? I'm like,
did he really say that?
Yeah. And I said, well, I said that you used to fuck the owner, and you fucked her so good that you still get spots 30 years later. He goes, well, that's the truth. And then I said, you're the best social studies teacher doing comedy today. Okay, great. Well, I just want to make sure that we're good. I didn't want.
Wow.
Feels nothing.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, no.
He's a warrior.
Yeah.
And he did get me sober. He was one of those guys.
Really?
Yeah, I knew where to go, meetings and stuff like that. And he really was very helpful. So
when I had to stop drinking, he pulled me aside several times and like really pushed. I'm like, no, I'm good, man. I don't need it. He was like, I think you should do it. I said,
You mean the meetings?
My choices are quit drinking or die. So I'm pretty good on not drinking.
Can I just pitch something to you though?
Yeah.
They help with the sharing.
It's not even that. It helps with your whole life in terms of like walking through fear and letting things go and taking action, and it's a foundation to live your life. You're not ever gonna do it.
Yeah.
I know you're not.
You're
I know you're not. But I don't go to meetings because they tell me I have to.
Yeah.
I do it because it helps my life out on so many different levels.
Yeah.
Reaching your hand out, having fellowship, right, and then just letting things go, and also visualizing things and manifesting things. All that stuff is like stuff that I really rely on. I wish that you would be able to do it. But you won't. That's fine. But it would make, I believe, in my opinion, that your life better. It might be better for your family, right? Because you'll become happier, I believe. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not going to do it. That's fine.
Yeah.
I did
don't think
NA,
so.
and I remember getting so annoyed in there. But then I started like letting it in and just chilling. And then eventually I just stopped going.
Yeah.
But at first I was like, this is bullshit. Like,
yeah, and there are aspects of it that is really weird, and people that aren't doing it right. But I've been sober for 15 years. I was sober for 12 before that, and I've seen the magic happen.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm still sober and I'm still an advocate of it is because I know that everything that I have in my life, from the shows that I'm on to my management, I'm with CAA, everything that I have is because of that. Yes, I'm funny. I have the talent. So do you.
Okay,
right?
calm down.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
but you know what I'm saying?
I'm kidding.
I'm just trying to just show you a different path, brother.
Yeah.
But you're so fucking, look at you, stubborn. Fuck, man.
Yeah, I mean,
That's that crazy Irish gene.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't have any sort of. I mean, I don't have any urges to get intoxicated.
I understand that, but it's not about that. It's not about not using.
My
right?
problem would be listening to someone tell me about how I need to be more positive.
That's not what it is, though. What it is that our suffering comes from thinking about ourselves and our lives, right?
Okay.
And basically what it is getting out of yourself and helping other people.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Okay, I'm just saying, but that in the Bible and any kind of religious text, any kind of spiritual movement, that's always the foundation. And
Sure.
And that's these two drunks in the 1930s one was a doctor, one was a money guy. He was a stock market guy. They got together one day and they realized together if they just went out and helped people, they lost the desire, and it changed their lives. And I'm just saying that's what it is. It's fine. It's like that's it.
No, I hear what you're saying. Wait, can I say this about Rick though with the drinking? I feel like Rick didn't drink to repress or sometimes people drink to get out of themselves. Rick truly drank to have fun, and then it started getting in the way of.
But Eleanor, drinking isn't the problem. It's a symptom.
Okay. No, I know, but then it got in the way of his.
In every case,
he's got diabetes, and that
right.
he can't have it.
Yeah, but so like
otherwise he'd still be having fun.
I know a lot of guys. I know. Oh, so what you're saying is that what you're saying is but you still smoke pot, right?
Nothing.
No,
you don't do anything.
No,
I haven't done
fucks
anything
with his body.
Yeah, I haven't done anything for 4 years.
Right.
I haven't had a drink in 6 years. I haven't smoked pot in 4 years.
See, it wasn't impeding his life. It was just, I mean, it was fucking up literally inside his body.
Right.
So it's a difference when you hit a bottom. I guess his bottom was
as Argus
life
told
or death,
me. I wish I would have gotten diabetes. It would have been so much easier.
Yeah. I get what you're. I understand what you're saying. Is that, but when you take away the drinking and the marijuana and all that stuff, right? You don't think about it.
I don't now. I mean, I did when I first.
Do you find yourself more miserable now or happier?
I would say that I'm more aware of how things irritate me.
Right.
More aware of why you should be miserable.
So those things, right, that, those awarenesses that you have about your character defects, right?
Sure.
So you acknowledge them, but there are ways to deal with them, right? To get through them and to improve upon them, or to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Right? But what you're doing is, this is my opinion again, is that, I'm sorry, this is not funny, but I just...
That's okay.
We're used to it.
It doesn't have to be funny.
I know.
Eleanor's the best.
I'm just trying to... I just need the second, okay? Just give me a second, all right? That, you just want to... I think the point of life is to improve. What Socrates said, a life not self-examined is a life not worth living.
Sure.
Right? So it's about looking inside, dealing with our insides, our character defects, our problems, and to be able to grow, think, spiritually and physically and mentally and all that stuff.
I think naturally I'm an angry person, and I feel like when I quit smoking pot, my comedy improved greatly because it's realer.
Yeah.
I became more of who I actually am. To whereas when I smoked pot, things that bothered me, I just didn't care because I was stoned. So it was like, yeah, my career's not going great, whatever it is, but whatever. I'm buzzing, so who gives a shit? And then once I stopped, for a while, the quitting drinking was tough for like a week for me, and then it was just like, whatever, I don't need that. Quitting smoking pot was tougher because I really enjoyed it, and it was something I would do during the day sometimes, whatever it was. And my comedy for like the first month after I quit smoking pot was super angry, and I was just so mad. I would yell at people, and it went over well, surprisingly. And then I get off stage, I was just like, God damn, I've got some problems.
Yeah,
but. Now I think my comedy is great. It's I think the right level of anger. I don't think that I should. I don't think I should be just in general happy. I don't think that's the way I am.
Oh, okay.
Like
some people just aren't.
Yeah, there's
I'm one of those
certain parts of my life that I love. I've never been happier than I am currently.
With your kid, and
my kid, my wife.
Yeah,
I love a good portion of my life. There's just things that still anger me. There's things that go on in the world that I think are bullshit.
Yeah,
and it's one of those things that's not going to change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, no matter what it is about me, there's just things that I can't stand. I don't like the way people think. I don't like the fact that some people are allowed to have opinions on things.
The reason why I'm just saying these things in general towards you. I wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I didn't give a fuck a couple of months ago.
Sure,
I give a fuck now. Because of the fact that when I saw you perform a couple of months ago, I had a revelation about you. And the revelation was, oh, this guy is really good.
Yeah.
He's so...
Well, thank you.
No, I'm not saying it just to say it. It was an awakening. Right? It was a spiritual awakening where I turned to somebody and I went...
Jesus.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah.
Right? And to see where you're at doesn't make any sense to me. All right? So now what I do is go, what is he doing in his life when it comes to like networking or get business or.
Yeah, I don't do
He's
that.
not going in the hot tub. That's the problem.
Yeah, right. You're not sucking dick.
Leo's not even inviting me over.
My point though is that so now that's why I'm there's an investment.
Yeah.
Because I want to go. What can we do?
Right.
To get you so that you're optimistic and proactive and out there and getting shit done.
Yeah.
Okay. But apparently. There's nothing we can do. So that's that. Wow. You're fucked.
Damn.
Well, how about have the CAA or managers come see him?
Yeah, but the thing is that
they want you to have something.
It's not that. Here's the thing, okay? And with you is a specific. There's a thing that works against you, but I think, and people would say this before I saw you, and I'll go, yeah, that's it, which is the crowd work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then by watching you, I go, well, you're just taking out setups.
Yeah.
You have the punchlines, right? You're just taking away, some of the ways of delivering it.
Yeah, just
right?
get there in a different way. Yeah.
So we could rewrite it a little bit to have it more in the language of traditional stand-up, right?
Some nights I don't even talk to the crowd.
It's not. So if it's not that.
Yeah.
If it's not that, it's something you're doing outside of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't network.
Dude, let me say something right now. Patrice O'Neill told me once. He goes,
name dropper.
No, this is real. I mean, I'm not.
I'm
really not because I would have. Some guy told me once. Is that better? I was doing Opie and Anthony, right? And he looks at me and he goes, he goes, you and I are the same. I go, why? You and I are horrible because I've seen you at socializing and networking.
Yeah.
Same.
Which is true. I'm a comic. I'm a traditional comic. And that's true. I'm not like, I've seen Dr. Ken Jeong in party situations. He's so likable and lovable. I'm in the corner of the room.
Yeah, I'm the same
trying
way.
to figure out how the fuck to get out of there.
Yeah.
Same
right?
way. Same.
Right? So, but I had to, you need to survive.
Yeah.
Right? So now, if I get a job, I show up early. I'm so positive. I don't want to be. I really don't.
It feels like you're going against yourself.
I want to
right?
complain. I want to go, what the fuck is this?
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm extremely grateful, positive. When I go into auditions, I have a positive attitude. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know what I mean? I had to change the way I looked at the world.
Yeah.
Right? Because I know that I have the skills to do it. That's not the fucking point.
That's not the problem.
Yeah, the problem with you isn't that. The problem with you is that you look at you and there's like a fucking, Saruman. You know what I mean? It's like, it's dark.
Yeah, I'm a dark human.
Right, and you don't have to be. Because you have elements in your life, right?
Doesn't that make him who he is?
It doesn't make him who he is. No, it doesn't.
I mean, on stage.
That's
kind
one
of.
thing.
Okay.
I mean, like Jeselnik is like that on stage.
He's just a dark dude.
But off stage, he's not. To me,
yeah, he's not.
He's
nice
very playful.
I think it's something he worked on too. Because
yeah, but he's doing it too. I know it's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
You have to push to get there.
Trust me, dude.
It's not easy.
I have to push to do it. When they go, there's a rap party. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But I go.
Sure.
And I buy the suit. I hold hands with my fucking girlfriend.
Wait a minute.
And I shake hands.
Nice.
I do.
Yeah. I would do that shit.
I know, but I'm just saying I have to force myself to do it.
Yeah.
Right? You have to force yourself to try to change that about yourself, I believe.
Like,
but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
No, but even like going out and networking, it's hard. Like there was a night I remember I did it like 3 nights in a row, and I'm terrible at bragging on myself. Like I go to a party and be like, "You got to see Rick Ingraham. You got to see Bobby Lee. Well, maybe never Bobby Lee, but you got to see anybody else
in the history of the world."
So, but you know what I'm saying? Like they'll say, we're looking for female comics, and I'll rattle off 15 names, and none of them are mine.
Yeah.
So I have to stop doing that, right? And I did that. There was 3 nights in a row. I literally gave myself the stomach flu. That's how bad it was.
What do you mean?
Because I, for 3 nights in a row, bragged on me.
Yeah.
Trying to
sell you.
Sell me.
Yeah.
And I woke up with a stomach flu.
It's so hard. I know.
I can't do it.
Have you been anywhere where they're asking for white male?
Yes.
In Hollywood?
A million times. I'm telling you.
Finally,
every time.
we need it.
I'm always doing that. All right. I think
that's a long time.
Yeah, we did. How long did we do, Rick? I'm sorry.
We are, I think we're at an hour and a half. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Hour 25.
Hour and a half of AA.
No, that wasn't all AA. I only did that honestly
I love how sensitive
because
you
of
are.
what I just said.
No, I appreciate
right?
that.
I mean, if you were, I'm
I've come to
not gonna name
terms
a
with
name,
it.
but like there are, if you were, I don't want to name him, but there's another guy who's.
Let me guess. It's no, I'm just kidding.
Okay, but there's a guy who is very funny, but he's angry.
Okay.
He causes rifts. And I know that he had trouble with addiction. Mm-hmm. If he asked me, what do I do? I would tell him. But we don't even have a communication.
You wouldn't volunteer.
We don't like each other, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't like me, whatever, right? So it's like,
I feel like that happens a lot.
yeah, but I want to tell him those things, but I don't have. And even if we were in this, he would have to ask me.
Right.
With you, I'm going to throw it out and go, "No, you're not that bad. You're a completely different class than him." But my point is that
listen, I'm trying to figure it out. Having a kid has definitely motivated me more to be like, I got to figure out how to do this shit. Can you just read a book? There's a book. Okay. It's a simple book.
Which one? I might have
The 4 Agreements.
Oh,
it's very simple. It's on 100 pages.
Okay.
It's this small. It's just 4 rules that you have to abide by that's going to help your life out. It's easy rules.
Okay.
It's being impeccable with your word.
What's the name of it again?
The 4 Agreements. It's by Miguel Ruiz.
Yes.
It's a simple book. You can get an audiobook. You know what? Sometimes what I'll do is I'll take that audiobook and just listen to it. There's really not a lot of God in it. It's just Jackson Purdue is the one that
Jack Purdue.
Yeah, referred me to that book. But my point is that just try.
Okay.
God.
All right, don't yell. Can you say? We can't do it like that.
Right.
Is that the
Social
Korean
media.
goodbye? I don't like that.
So I'm going to tell you. I'm going to plug something.
You got a podcast.
Please plug
I have a
something other than your asshole.
Called Tiger Belly with my girlfriend.
Yes.
How cute is that?
Yeah, and then I'm on a show called What Would Diplo Do? And it's August 3rd on Viceland. We did 6 episodes.
That's great.
With me and James Vanderbeek and Jamar Neighbors, isn't it?
Nice.
Dawson.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and he plays Diplo the DJ. I play his manager, and it's their first scripted show.
Okay.
And then I'm on an ABC show called Splitting Up Together, and it's with me and Jennifer Fisher and Eleanor Hudson. And I'm also on Love. So check those things out. Thank you.
That's awesome. Guys,
right.
Bobby Lee, thank you for joining the Comedy Store podcast.
Robert Lee.
Robert Lee. I remember him.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm Rick Ingram.
Thank you for listening. I'm Eleanor Kerrigan, and that was Rick Ingram.
Be that long every fucking
Come to the Comedy Store, guys. See a show while you can.
Thank you.
Bye.